Greetings viewers, and thanks for joining me out in the shop. A little bit more on my Tacoma project. That all is still beginning with the donor project. You notice a little bit different, or the donor vehicle. I took everything loose from the fenders, all of the wiring. Where it comes out here, comes up, which these little clips are super easy. Damn it, I started with the super already. You just gotta squeeze both these together at the same time with a pair of needle nose pliers, and all these little wire clips will just punch right out so you can use them again. Now what I've got here, and I think I need, but I'm not 100% sure, is everything that came out of the driver's side. I did break a ground wire off right here, so I put a piece of tape around it with a note that says broken ground wire. When I get there, I'll remember to fix it. Other things I'm finding that I want to not forget go right on the windshield list there. It's only got one item on it for now, but I digress. This is my box here that was on the fender. The other ends of it are here. One goes to the positive of the battery, one goes to the fuse box. I have that stuff labeled so I'll know where it goes. This is the harness that came out along the fender well, run across behind the radiator. Over on this side, it mostly has to do with ABS. These are for the ABS. But this is for the cruise, so I understand I need that for the cruise to make the V6 cruise work on the 4-cylinder truck. And somebody did inquire as to why the dash is all apart, why I said wiring harnesses need to be swapped in the dash and such. When you go from a 4-cylinder vehicle swap to a 6, all of the cluster, well, the speedometer and tach anyway, if they're electric, are set up. Speedometer not, probably just tach maybe, I don't know. Anyway, something to do with the wire. For the 4-cylinder is all different than for the 6. It's always easier to go V6 to V6 or 4-cylinder to 4-cylinder, but this swap has been done so many times, I know I can find enough about it. I've been reading those same 2 articles still. About the wiring. It is looking like it could be done without swapping harnesses, but the swapping harnesses is probably the easier way, actually. More to come on that. Same thing here. You can get all them little fasteners undone with some pliers. I got everything. My light wires, my wipers. Dang, hate saying but anyway, I got all of the wires, every single piece, nothing discounted. Even the ABS wires for the front. Now the dash is gone. I removed it. I have a dash remove video if you need to see how to do that. It's very minimal fasteners, pretty easy to do. You got some 10s in the corner. You got some 10s that go into these through the top of your glove box. There's one right there you got to get. The top of the dash is all just held in with clips. There'll be a couple screws behind the bezel. The radio bezel, it's about it really. Now I've already pulled the radio and the heater control unit out here, get them out of the way. The black boxes and stuff aren't needed. I'm going to remove this metal bar across because it unbolts, and I don't know if you need the steering column. Haven't got that far yet, but I'm going to keep everything until my project is done. So I will be keeping the steering column off of this just because, but I'll move along here next. You didn't really miss much out here. I like to cut all this crap off, and then you'll see to pull the engine and stuff, I just cut the frames, roll the whole engine, transmission, everything out in the middle of the floor, and then it's so much easier to work with. Part 1 of the swap for this project is getting this donor vehicle to give up everything it needs. engine, transmission, and engine harness that come out of here is all right here. The majority of these wires go to the ECU, which I already have put over there in the front seat for safekeeping. These two wires go to the body plugs that are located right here and attached to the top of that little black piece you remove from the top of your glove box. So if I was not changing harness, I would still need these plugs. So if you're going V6 to V6, like a 3.0 to 3.4, you still need these plugs. So the plugs that your computer plugs into, and this one plugs into your ECU, so you always want to keep all these pigtails if you're not taking the whole harness, just so you have everything you need to tie it together. Now, I'm not sure how all this comes apart, but I'll do this part with you since it's going to be more confusing. All of this part was literally just going around the outside of the bodywork, which I just cut off, and undoing all these plugs. So that's everything that wrapped all the way around. Yeah, probably made that clear enough by now. So I'm going to pull the steering column. I'm going to take this bar out, start undoing clips and things on here to save everything possible in the wiring. Check out the plugs. Could be extra additional work that isn't necessary, but you'll know that as this job progresses. But thank you for tuning in for this part. Could be really informative. I'm going to gather up some wrenches and some pliers and some picks and things for undoing plugs and clips and get started on this. Well, I gathered up some wire cutters, my little pliers for releasing clips, flashlight. There's a lot of them that just fit right into this tube that you can't get to the back side, so I got my door panel trim piece remover thing there. These metal brackets that hold the radio and stuff have to come out. A lot of this is not going to be used, like there's power antenna wire in there. There's some wires for the VIP alarm system. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me. And a few other things as well. So this could be really confusing or not. I think I know where they'll go because they should only fit back in the places that they'll fit, especially if I'm using this shifter again. Some of these go to the console, like for the rear window. Yeah, a couple things like that I'm not going to have on the Tacoma. Still going to take this out. Going to take the steering column. Was just trying to get everything loose and off of there. Some of the clips pinch from the sides like that. Some of them pinch from, or some of them pinch from the ends. Yeah, some of them pinch from the sides like that one does. Some of them pinch from the ends like that one does. Takes a minute. This is kind of frustrating and small space. So I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to video, but it's basically every wire that plugs in, unplug it, and take it with you. See how this all goes. I will tune you back in after I get some more pieces loose. Hopefully, I have one that comes out one side and one that comes out the other side, because there's no way. Yeah, if all this wraps together. I don't know yet. That's all yet to be seen, but bear with me. I'm going to pull some more of this stuff apart and I'll be back. Well, this side's fairly easy to break down. Once you get all the ductwork and stuff out of the way, you do have to take these boxes out just to get this wire harness. This is a lot of ABS stuff. There's some transmission stuff. There's some power door window stuff. A block of grounds. That one goes out, and I hope is independent. It is. All right, so that one I can pull through The other one will also pull out. So there is a half and a half. This is all, oops, you can't see it. This is pretty confined space, sorry. A lot of this stuff I will not remember where it goes, but I got the above harness loose, the below harness loose. This does run across, but I'm sure it plugs in to the fuse block or something. All of this big part goes out the bottom and goes across the rest of the vehicle and out the other side. So all of this, I'm guessing, has to come out this side. We'll see when we get there. It looks like a huge mess. This looks like it's going to be really ridiculous, but it's one of those things that I think will make sense when you get there, because most of the plugs will only fit one thing. It's general rule. I'm going to go ahead and work at getting some of this out, some more of this out. Like I said, it's really hard to hold the camera in there and be in there working, so I'll get you back here in a minute. So those are the harnesses that went through those two holes. The top one is just this on the inside. Easy. It's got a lot of the ABS stuff out here. But now this side, you can see what I got going here. This went all the way across the front over to the other side and went through the firewall there. So now this is all going to gather up over here on this side. Again, I may be doing too much. I may be taking way too much. Now the other one, the lower one that has the bigger grommet, this is all what was outside, going to the ABS and cruise. No, actually that went to cruise and wipers and O2 sensor? That can't be an O2 sensor plug. Anyway, it went to something under the hood there. But it all comes in now to travel across. So all of this is loose. I'm going to start popping this loose. I think I'm going to go over there and try and pull my steering column next though. And over here, when it comes time to undo the airbag clock spring from the steering wheel, that yellow one there, they're always yellow. All airbag clips require 2 steps to undo them. So when you can't figure it out how to get it undone, look at it real close. You'll have something over the push button that releases the clip that you have to move first. It'll either swing out or you'll pull a cap off or something like that, but they always have a 2-step method to remove those. Probably need that, so you want to be careful you don't break it. Okay, so I've got everything off of the bar. Everything inside over there. It all unplugs right at the base right there, by the way. It doesn't run down back behind the seats like the first article I read said. They all stop right in this area. So now everything is off of this. Everything's unplugged from the column. I'm going to undo these bolts here, drop the column. There's a bolt up there. You can't see there, kinda. Right up there, you got to undo. And you can pull the column out. I'm going to do that real quick. It's as simple as removing the 414s that hang down here. To get your column out, once you get your bolt out of there, it just pops right out. Aside from the bitchin' Hello Kitty steering wheel cover that is already on this, I don't know if I need any of the rest, but that's worth the effort to save it right there. And yeah, maybe I got a weird thing for Hello Kitty. It's none of your business. I think it's just some 12s now. I'm going to pull this out real quick. Once the bar comes out of the middle, it's easy to get all those off. They just have little clips. Just push a screwdriver in there and pop the harness clips off. It all comes down to the back of the fuse box. I'm going to unplug everything from the fuse block that runs out that way. Everything else will be here, this side, and I'll have it out on the floor for better explanation in just a minute. Okay, see, now that it's laid out on the floor, it all makes perfect sense. There's no reason why I can't take the same crap out of there and put this in there. And this. Give me just a second, I'll lay this out so it actually makes sense. Okay, so let's just pretend that this stress relief cut in my garage floor is the firewall. That is the one that came out, goes to the brakes, goes to the fuse box. Those go to the harness on the engine. These come around, did lights, horn, things like that around the front. This come down the passenger side. There's cruise. There's, ABS. This would be your firewall plug for this little one here, which I don't think I'm even going to need most of that because that is just cruise, or that is ABS stuff mostly on that plug. But I don't know yet, so I ain't saying for sure. So this would be the bottom one that came in. This is all of the stuff that goes, like that's your power windows, that's a transmission shift relay. I don't know what that is, but I know where it goes. These are the wires that come from the computer on top of the glove box. All of these other things will have a place they go, blower motor, fan relays, things like that. This goes to that center console perch where everything is with the radio. That goes to the console for the window switch and the VIP security and something else. Oh, the ECT switch, which that's in the dash on the Tacoma, so I might have to jumper that one. But that went to your ABS module in the middle. Let's see, this was just to the right of the steering column. A lot of plugs in that, but it is inside. This is part of the VIP security system. There's a few wires that I cut. Those are all part of the VIP security system. That harness had to come apart to fit with this harness. You can see a couple wires had to be trimmed, but that's okay. I know where the other ends are on here, and they can only go one place. There's your fuse box. These plugs plug into the back of the fuse box. This one goes to here. So all of these wires somehow go together and make my engine run. So now, in theory, since I have everything here, from the steering column and ignition switch, out and around into the computer, out of the computer to the engine and transmission, and everything else that controls all the other accessories and sundries, I see no reason why if I swap all this that wouldn't work. Now, getting all that out only took about an hour or so. It wasn't terrible. I can wad it all back up in a ball because like car wiring, it all kind of only goes one place. So I'm actually exactly going to do that and wad it all back up in a ball and throw it in the back of the Tacoma to remove the engine time and get this beast off to the scrapyard. Well, okay, viewers, now you can see what I was talking about. There's a rear cross member. I cut that out. Second one back, cut out this front cross member, which is right there, holds the transmission. Put a jack under the back, cut your frame right there and right there, and then just wheel everything out. Now, once I get it down and the tires off, I can just cut those motor mounts right there and relieve this from the rest of the frame. But I'll show you the engine on the ground and prep work being done for it before it goes back in, like valve cover seals and things like that. There are still more pieces I need off of this, like the power steering lines and such. And I'm going to strip some pieces off for my truck, my 3rd gen as well. But motor's out, so this is how you get your engine and your wiring. I did want to mention too, these pigtails that I told you everything come down plugged in right here. I went ahead and took those pigtails just because they come back here and they unplug somewhere, but I didn't want to mess with all this wiring and such, so I just cut the pigtails in case I needed them. May look like a wiring nightmare, but just like eating an elephant, man, one bite at a time. When you have a big daunting task like this, it looks like, oh shit, what am I going to do now? Just start tearing it apart. You got to put it back together. See, that's the motivation. I've said that more than once. I don't know how to do something, I just start tearing it apart, and then I got to fix it. So there's a lot I can study on this, though. I'm not just going to sit there like a crazy man and sling wires in the air and tie things together and hope that everything starts and runs. I'm going to do some serious searching on that, get some help from my buddy, and move on. So for now, this part, how to get your motor and your wires, I think I showed you everything that you'll need. There's nothing left on here that I could need other than that brand new master cylinder and booster there, which I think I'll take those just because they're new. But I digress once more. Engine's out. Going to put it right in front of the Tacoma too to get the Tacoma all excited. Next thing is going to be my trailer. Adding that 12-volt wire to my Tundra to make my trailer brake actually work. I'll fill you in on that when I get there. Get some more crap out of here and get things ready for my next big adventure. So thanks for joining me for this part on the donor vehicle, what you want to take. So everything basically here you see all the wires for the engine, the transmission, transfer case. I got all the drive shafts just because I don't know if I'll need them, but I can always have drive shafts made. So that's it for the donor. It's leaving as soon as I get the rest of the pieces off my customers want. And then this part will be the next part to have things start happening to it. So thanks for joining me for all of this today. Way more to come. Appreciate you so much. If you like my show, please like it. If you want to see more, please subscribe. It is free, easy, and painless to do those things. But it really helps me, and I'd appreciate it. But most of all, I appreciate you tuning in, spending some time in the shop with me today. Have a super great day.